Hello, dear history enthusiasts and fans of legends. Tonight I'm taking you on a captivating journey into the depths of history, exploring the epic rise of the Ottoman Empire. I'll make you feel as if you're gathered around a fire, bringing the great heroes and monumental events of the past vividly to life, making this evening unforgettable. Once upon a time, in the lush valleys of Anatolia, during an era where peace and conflict intertwined, the foundations of the Ottoman Empire were laid. I'll tell you how this great empire was born, took root, and rose to power. This legendary journey that awaits us will be filled not only with battles but also with strategy, mind games, and grand vision. Imagine we're stepping back to the late 13th century. We're following the early steps of Osman Gazi, who would transform a small principality into a great empire. Osman Gazi's journey, which began at a young age, symbolizes the determination and resolve of a true leader. It was a time of many small principalities and conflicts in Anatolia. Under Osman Gazi's leadership, we'll discover how they emerged as a powerful force in this complex environment. Tonight you'll learn all about the early years of the Ottoman Empire, Osman Gazi's struggle to establish the state, and how it gradually became a great empire. This journey will be filled with anecdotes you might not have heard before, but will greatly enjoy. It will draw you deep into the pages of history. Get ready, as we'll explore the extraordinary turning points, heroes, strategies, and impressive events of the Ottoman Empire's history. As we unveil the mysterious pages of history, this magnificent story from the depths of time will enchant you. So let's embark on this legendary journey together and rediscover the magic of the past while uncovering everything about the rise of the Ottoman Empire. Sit back and listen closely, as you'll be lost in the pages of history and witness the unforgettable saga of Osman Gazi and the Ottoman Empire. Now, be ready to step into this historical journey. This grand tale from the depths of the past is waiting for you. Dear listeners, welcome to this episode where we'll witness the birth and early steps of a legend and a hero from the dusty pages of history. Let's journey together into the sleepless nights of Anatolia, towards a great transformation under the stars. Tonight we embark on a dazzling adventure through the childhood, youth, and the monumental era when the Ottoman Principality was established. It's the year 1258, a night that breaks the silence of Anatolia's corners and the calm of its hidden villages. Under a sparkling sky, in a village where it seemed the stars had gathered, Osman Gazi was born. The birthplace of this young man, which would lay the foundations for one of history's greatest empires, was this quiet village where Osman Gazi took his first breath. His early years were the first sparks of a dream to build a great state from a small principality. Osman Gazi's childhood was filled with dazzling struggle and courage. His father, Ertokus, was known as a brave and knowledgeable leader. Osman observed his father's warrior spirit and leadership skills from a young age. Growing up in Ertokus's shadow, Osman was constantly exposed to the scent of battles, conflicts, and invasions. Young Osman was not only a chieftain's son, but also the bearer of a grand vision. Osman Gazi's youth was shaped by his years on the battlefield. This young man, who became the nightmare of his enemies, viewed every battle as a lesson. The experiences he gained at a young age not only developed his military skills, but also honed his strategic and leadership abilities. Osman was as agile as a forest nymph and as brave as a tiger. Each struggle was not only a part of history, but also wrote the first lines of the story of a great empire's founder. And then, the year 1299 marked a shining turning point in the pages of history. Osman Gazi, inheriting his father's legacy, took the first steps towards transforming a principality into an empire. This grand journey, which began in a dark village of Anatolia, would herald the birth of an empire. Under Osman Gazi's leadership, this small principality struck like lightning into the heart of Anatolia and began to grow rapidly. Osman Gazi was known not only for his military victories but also for his clever strategies. By bringing together the surrounding principalities, local leaders, and neighboring states, he started to expand his influence. During this period, Osman Gazi's intelligence and bravery impressed everyone around him. Each victory established him on the throne of his people's hearts and expanded the borders of the Ottoman Principality. Osman Gazi didn't just stop at military achievements, he also changed the course of history with his diplomatic and strategic skills. In the early years, Gazi focused on expanding his lands by making strategic marriages with surrounding principalities and local leaders, traveling from village to village. Young Osman was not only a chieftain but also a leader and visionary. Each victory ensured the growth and strengthening of the Ottoman Principality. Osman Gazi's brave and smart leadership laid the foundations of a great empire in a short time from a small principality. As we delve into the depths of history, we see how Osman Gazi's great struggle contributed to the birth of the Ottoman Empire. Each victory and expansion was not only a military success, but also an important step in laying the foundations of an empire. Under Osman Gazi's leadership, this small principality quickly grew and strengthened through strategic moves with principalities across Anatolia. And so we've uncovered each step of Osman Gazi's magnificent beginnings. This is the story of the Ottoman Principality's establishment and the first steps of a great empire. Now we'll continue to closely examine how, under Osman Gazi's legendary leadership, the Ottoman Principality rapidly grew and became a great empire. Dear listeners, we're about to embark on a journey deep into history to explore the magnificent era when Osman Gazi led the Ottoman Principality's first conquests. These initial victories not only laid the foundation for the Ottoman Empire, but also opened Anatolia's doors to a new age. If you're ready, let's step into this grand adventure and witness Osman Gazi's legendary presence on the battlefield. Osman Gazi's leadership marked not only the transition from a principality to a grand empire, but also the beginning of bold conquests. One of Osman Gazi's first targets was the fortress of Karacahisar. Karacahisar was a crucial stronghold and strategic point, bearing the first seal of this significant transformation under Osman Gazi's command. The conquest of Karacahisar was recorded in history as the first step in the growth of the Ottoman Principality. Karacahisar was captured as part of Osman Gazi's military genius and leadership skills. Known for his military strategies, Osman Gazi's siege of Karacahisar showcased his tactical brilliance and strategic intelligence. The fortress was renowned for its high walls and strong defenses, but Osman Gazi's resolute leadership and warrior spirit enabled him to seize this formidable stronghold. By capturing Karacahisar, Osman Gazi not only expanded his territory but also enhanced the prestige of the Ottoman Principality. The capture of Karacahisar became a significant symbol as the first major fortress added to the Ottoman lands. This victory demonstrated Osman Gazi's power and determination to other principalities and enemies in the region. Next, let's look at another key conquest, Yarhisar. Shortly after Karacahisar, Yarhisar became a prized target for Osman Gazi. Its strategic location was crucial for the growth objectives of the Ottoman Principality. By capturing this region, Osman Gazi successfully expanded the borders of the Ottoman Beylik. The siege of Yarhisar once again highlighted Osman Gazi's military strategy and leadership skills. Known for its walls and strong defense systems, Yarhisar was a tough nut to crack. However, Osman Gazi's well-planned and strategic approach allowed him to capture this fortress. The conquest of Yarhisar showed that the Ottoman Principality was gaining strength and increasing its influence in the region. These initial conquests under Osman Gazi's leadership were not limited to military successes. They also achieved the goals of expanding the Ottoman Principality's lands and altering the regional power balance. These conquests laid a solid foundation for the future growth and expansion strategies of the Ottoman Empire. These early conquests were symbols of Osman Gazi's military prowess and leadership abilities. Karacahisar and Yarhisar held great significance as the first steps in the growth of the Ottoman Principality. The conquests achieved under Osman Gazi's leadership were not just military victories but also represented a grand strategy that changed regional power dynamics and laid the groundwork for the Ottoman Principality's future success. Osman Gazi's initial conquests were proof of his visionary leadership and military genius. Karacahisar and Yarhisar provided the first fruits of the Ottoman Principality's growth and expansion goals. These victories formed the cornerstone of the Ottoman Empire's future success and earned their place in the dusty pages of history. Hey everyone, today we're diving into another crucial chapter in history, the early boundaries and structural features of the Ottoman Beylik. In this discussion, we'll take a deep dive into this significant period and explore the initial borders and structural characteristics of the Ottoman Beylik in detail. So if you're ready, let's explore this era under the growing shadow of the Ottoman Empire together. Under Osman Gazi's leadership, the Ottoman Beylik underwent a major transformation and expansion right from the start. Initially, the Ottoman Beylik was just a small principality, but over time it grew into a significant power covering a wide region. These borders were expanded not only through military victories but also through strategic moves. The early borders of the Ottoman Beylik were limited to areas around Bursa, which were crucial as the initial lands of the Ottoman State. The first borders of the Ottoman Beylik covered a region in western Anatolia, adjacent to the Byzantine Empire's borders. This area was strategically important for the Ottoman Beylik's expansion goals. Capturing fortresses like Karacahisar and Yarhisar was an example of the Ottoman Beylik's efforts to expand its borders. These conquests led to an increase in Ottoman territory and greater influence in the region. The structural features of the Ottoman Beylik included many important aspects right from the Beylik period. Under Osman Gazi's leadership, the Ottoman Beylik stood out with its military and administrative structure. The military was made up of warrior units that operated with great discipline and organization under Osman Gazi's command. The military strength of the Ottoman Beylik was the foundation for the successes achieved in conquests. Another significant aspect of the Ottoman Beylik structure was its centralized administration. Osman Gazi managed the Beylik's lands centrally, while delegating authority to local administrators to handle regional governance. This organizational structure was crucial for the expansion and administration of the Ottoman Beylik and laid the groundwork for the later development of the Ottoman Empire. The early borders of the Ottoman Beylik also affected its relationships with neighboring Beyliks and the Byzantine Empire. The Ottoman Beylik worked to protect and expand its borders through diplomatic and military relations with surrounding Beyliks. These relationships allowed the Ottoman Beylik to influence the regional power balance and make strategic moves. The social and economic structure of the Ottoman Beylik was another important feature. The Beylik had an economy based on agriculture, which formed the economic foundation of the region. Agriculture was a key livelihood source for both the administration and the people. Additionally, the social structure of the Ottoman Beylik had a clear distinction between military and administrative classes. These structural features were significant factors influencing the future development of the Ottoman Beylik. In conclusion, the early boundaries and structural features of the Ottoman Beylik laid the foundation for the growth and development of the Ottoman state from its Beylik period. Under Osman Gazi's leadership, the Ottoman Beylik expanded its borders through military and administrative means. These structural features and borders established the basis for the future successes and expansion of the Ottoman Beylik. Understanding this period will help us better grasp the rise and development of the Ottoman Empire. The initial borders and structural characteristics of the Ottoman Beylik will allow us to get a closer look at this important chapter in history and deeply explore this era under the growing shadow of the Ottoman State. Dear friends, today we're at another crucial juncture in history. We're about to embark on a journey through the early reign of Osman Gazi, the young yet charismatic leader of the Ottoman Beylik, and his first reforms. In this discussion, we'll explore Osman Gazi's leadership journey and the impact of his reforms on the Ottoman Beylik in detail. If you're ready, let's witness these important moments in history together. As the son of Osman Gazi, Osman Gazi opened the door to a new era for the future of the Ottoman Beylik when he inherited his father's legacy. After his father's death, the young Osman Gazi took over the leadership of the Ottoman Beylik, marking not just a change of leader but a turning point. His ascension to the throne brought about profound changes both internally and in the Ottoman Beylik's external relations. Osman Gazi's rise was met with great enthusiasm and expectations. The young sultan was seen as a beacon of hope, promising to advance his father's legacy. His transition to leadership represented a critical phase for the future of the Ottoman Beylik. Osman Gazi set out with the goal of continuing his father's successes and further expanding the Beylik. One of the key issues that caught Osman Gazi's attention was strengthening the administrative structure within the Beylik. Wanting to build upon his father's foundation, he placed significant emphasis on administrative reforms. These reforms aimed to make the management of the Ottoman Beylik more effective and to establish a stronger foundation for the Beylik. Osman Gazi reorganized the administrative structure of the Ottoman Beylik as part of his reforms. He provided authority to various regional administrators and officers, creating a more effective oversight between central and local administrations. These changes contributed to a more organized governance of the Ottoman Beylik and helped maintain internal stability. Osman Gazi also reviewed the military structure of the Ottoman Beylik, establishing new military organizations to strengthen the Beylik's army. During this period, new military units and arrangements enhanced the Ottoman army's combat capability and led to greater success in conquests. Osman Gazi's military reforms bolstered the Ottoman Beylik's military strength, improving its ability to compete with other regional powers. Osman Gazi's rise also brought significant changes to the Ottoman Beylik's foreign relations. The new sultan managed relations with neighboring Beyliks and the Byzantine Empire strategically. Through diplomatic maneuvers, he balanced relations with surrounding powers, gaining both military and commercial advantages. Another focus for Osman Gazi was improving the social and economic structure of the Ottoman Beylik. Strengthening the agricultural economy, implementing tax regulations, and enhancing the social structure were important elements of his reform agenda. These reforms aimed to boost the prosperity of Ottoman society and make the Beylik's lands economically more productive. Osman Gazi's ascension and reforms marked a turning point in the development of the Ottoman Beylik. By inheriting his father's legacy and implementing significant changes, he laid a solid foundation for the future of the Beylik. Under Osman Gazi's leadership, the Ottoman Beylik made significant progress both in internal administration and external relations. In conclusion, Osman Gazi's rise to power and initial reforms played a critical role in the development of the Ottoman Beylik. These reforms strengthened the internal structure of the Beylik, increased its military power, and expanded its borders through strategic foreign relations. Osman Gazi's leadership was a crucial step in the growth and development of the Ottoman Beylik and laid the groundwork for the future success of the Ottoman Empire. Dear friends, today we focus on a significant turning point in the history of the Ottoman Empire. The conquest of Bursa and its selection as the first capital of the Ottoman Empire is a story of success that echoes through the annals of history. This event played a key role in laying the foundations of the Ottoman state and opened the doors to the future success of the empire through the reforms carried out in the city. If you're ready, let's dive into the depths of this epic. The year was 1326, and a turning point was unfolding in the lands of the Ottoman Beylik. Under the vision of Osman Gazi and the leadership of his son Orhan Gazi, the Ottoman Empire was growing. One of the most important steps in this expansion was the conquest of Bursa. At that time, Bursa was one of the significant cities of the Byzantine Empire, holding great strategic and commercial importance. The Ottoman conquest of this city was a notable success both militarily and economically. The conquest of Bursa was achieved through the determination and strategic brilliance of the Ottoman soldiers. Orhan Gazi, having proven his leadership at a young age, prepared a comprehensive plan to conquer Bursa. Despite the high and formidable walls of Bursa, Orhan Gazi's army, with dedication and strategy, managed to breach the walls and capture the city. The heroes of this epic, the Ottoman soldiers, left their mark on history with a victorious achievement. The conquest of Bursa was not only a military victory, but also a political and economic turning point for the Ottoman Empire. The city was chosen by Orhan Gazi as the capital of the Ottoman State. This decision was not merely a change of residence, but a strategic move crucial for the future development of the state. The selection of Bursa as the capital solidified the growing influence of the Ottoman Empire and shifted the center of the state to the interior regions of Anatolia. As the capital, Bursa became the administrative and military center of the Ottoman state. Orhan Gazi carried out profound reforms in the city, strengthening the administrative structure of the Ottoman state and organizing urban life. During this period, Bursa became the hub of the Ottoman Empire's development and prosperity. The reforms in the city laid the foundational stones for the future success of the Ottoman Empire. The reforms carried out in Bursa drastically transformed the city's social and economic structure. Orhan Gazi made various adjustments to make Bursa more organized and efficient. He strengthened the city's administrative structure, established new neighborhoods, and enhanced public services. Additionally, the city's fortifications and defense structures were reinforced, increasing Bursa's security. These reforms not only secured Bursa but also enhanced the military and administrative power of the Ottoman Empire. The post-conquest reforms in Bursa also significantly impacted the city's economic structure. Trade and craftsmen played a crucial role in Bursa's economic revival. The city became a center for various handicrafts and commerce. Additionally, mosques, madrasas, and inns were built in Bursa, enriching the city's cultural and religious life. These structures established Bursa not just as a capital but also as a cultural and educational center. The selection of Bursa as the capital and the reforms carried out in the city are considered one of the most important developments in the history of the Ottoman Empire. The reforms and innovations of this period greatly contributed to the strengthening of the Ottoman state's institutional structure, the growth of the state, and the expansion of its influence. Orhan Gazi's visionary leadership laid the foundations for the future success of the Ottoman Empire, and the selection of Bursa as the capital is remembered as one of the initial steps toward these achievements. Dear friends, thus the conquest of Bursa and its selection as the capital is an epic story etched in history as the first great success of the Ottoman Empire. The steps taken under the leadership of Orhan Gazi showcase the solid steps taken by the Ottoman state in its growth journey and the foundations of its future successes. This magnificent story from the depths of history continues to inspire us in understanding the grandeur and power of the Ottoman Empire. Dear friends, are you ready for a deep journey through the pages of history? Today we focus on a period that laid the foundations of the Ottoman Empire and expanded its territories. The story of Sultan Murad I's ascension to the throne, the shaping of Ottoman institutional structures, and the subsequent conquest of Simpi Castle which marked the transition to Rumelia, is a legendary tale that deeply reflects the birth and expansion of an empire. If you're ready, let's step into the depths of history together. The year was 1362, marking a significant turning point in the history of the Ottoman Empire. After the death of Sultan Orhan Gazi, his son Sultan Murad I ascended to the throne, ready to usher in a new era for the Ottomans. Despite his young age, Murad I's leadership guided the rapid expansion of the Ottoman Empire and the formation of its institutional structures like never before. Sultan Murad I's ascension to the throne held great significance for the future of the empire. Following in his father's footsteps, he aimed to strengthen the Ottoman military and administrative structures. With Murad I's accession, the Ottoman Empire's institutional frameworks were restructured. The Sultan implemented administrative reforms to centralize the state, established new administrative units, and reinforced the military structure. These reforms laid the foundational stones for the future success of the Ottoman Empire. Now, let's embark on a journey to explore an important milestone in the expansion of Ottoman territories, the conquest of Simpi Castle. Simpi Castle was known as a major defensive point of the Byzantine Empire. However, thanks to the military capabilities and strategic brilliance of the Ottomans, this castle was incorporated into Ottoman lands. In 1361, Sultan Murad I launched a significant military campaign to conquer Simpi Castle. This conquest marked the first step of the Ottoman Empire's transition into Rumelia. Simpi Castle held great military and strategic importance. The Byzantine efforts to defend the castle were thwarted by the determined and courageous efforts of the Ottoman soldiers. The strategic maneuvers and siege techniques employed by the Ottoman army led to the fall of the castle. This conquest was not only a military success but also a milestone that opened the doors for the Ottoman Empire's entry into Rumelia. The capture of Simpi Castle allowed the Ottomans to step into European territories and strengthen their influence in the Balkans. This move was a crucial step in transforming the Ottoman Empire from a regional power into a continental force. Sultan Murad I's strategic acumen and military genius enhanced the Ottoman Empire's influence in Rumelia. With the conquest of Simpi Castle, the Ottomans established a lasting presence in the Balkans and secured enduring influence in the region. This conquest was not just a military victory but also held great significance for the future of the Ottoman Empire in Europe. Sultan Murad I's accession to the throne and the shaping of Ottoman institutional structures, along with the conquest of Simpi Castle and the transition into Rumelia, are crucial turning points in the history of the Ottoman Empire. Murad I's vision and military strategies laid the foundations for the future success of the empire and helped it become a great power by expanding its borders. Dear friends, today I'm taking you to a pivotal moment in Ottoman history, a story of great military struggle and strategic expansion. In this segment, we will explore the Ottoman Empire's entry into its first coalition wars and the tremendous expansion in the Balkans. These events marked significant steps in reinforcing and consolidating the Ottoman Empire's influence and power in Europe. The year was 1364, marking a new chapter in the Ottoman Empire's history. Under the leadership of Sultan Murad I, the Ottomans embarked on a major military campaign with the goal of expanding their territories in the Balkans. However, this goal faced not only the military capacity of a growing empire, but also coalitions formed by other regional powers. This is where the Ottoman Empire encountered its first major coalition wars. Sultan Murad I adopted a bold strategy to overcome the challenges of expanding into the Balkans. During this period, the Ottomans faced a coalition of Christian kingdoms and feudal lords in the region. This coalition had formed a defensive line against the Ottoman advance and united to counter the Ottomans' expansionist policies. One of the prominent figures in this coalition was Tsar Shishman of Bulgaria. Feudal lords from regions such as Serbia and Bosnia were also part of this coalition. Their aim was to halt the Ottoman expansion in the Balkans and protect the region from Ottoman control. However, Sultan Murad I's military genius and strategic acumen led him to develop a grand plan to overcome these obstacles and expand Ottoman territories. One of the first major coalition wars was marked by the Ottoman campaign in 1364 to capture the Serbian capital, Sofia. The Ottoman army fought valiantly to breach the defensive lines created by the coalition forces and acquire new territories in the Balkans. The courage and strategic maneuvers of the Ottoman soldiers forced the coalition forces to retreat, strengthening the Ottoman Empire's influence in the region. These battles paved the way for the Ottoman Empire to expand its territories in the Balkans and made other Christian states in the region more cautious of the Ottomans. Sultan Murad I solidified the newly acquired lands, establishing a lasting Ottoman presence in the Balkans. This expansion enhanced the Ottoman Empire's strategic importance in the region and laid the groundwork for larger military and diplomatic moves in the years to come. The wars with coalition forces and the expansion into the Balkans were not only military victories but also symbols of the Ottoman Empire's growing power and influence in Europe. Sultan Murad I's strategic maneuvers during this period represented crucial steps toward transforming the Ottoman Empire from a regional power into a continental force. Dear friends, this remarkable story highlights the Ottoman Empire's first major battles and expansion efforts in the Balkans. Sultan Murad I's military prowess and strategic insight illustrate how the Ottoman Empire became a significant power at this crucial juncture in its history. This tale from the depths of history continues to inspire our understanding of the Ottoman Empire's impact in Europe. Dear friends, today I invite you to a historical turning point, one of the most magnificent and dramatic battles of the Middle Ages, the Battle of Kosovo. This battle is a story written with strategic maneuvers and the glory of martyrs, determining the fate of the Ottoman Empire. The relationships between the Ottoman Empire and the Byzantine Empire, the details of the battle, and the ascension of Sultan Murad I's son, Bayezid I, after the Sultan's martyrdom, all form the backdrop of this great struggle. Let's delve into this legendary tale together. The year is 1389. The Ottoman Empire stands on the brink of a major struggle to protect and expand its territories in the Balkans. The Battle of Kosovo is not just a battle but a turning point where the future of the empire is shaped. Before the battle, the relations between the Ottomans and Byzantines were tense and complex. The Byzantine Empire had formed a great coalition to halt the Ottomans' expansion into the west and to reclaim its former glory. Byzantine Emperor Manuel II had managed to form an alliance with other Christian powers in the Balkans to open a front against the Ottomans. Just before the Battle of Kosovo, the coalition formed by the Byzantine Empire was preparing to resist the Ottomans fiercely. Sultan Murad I took a critical step for the future of the Ottoman Empire by launching a major defensive mobilization against the Byzantine and coalition attacks. While the coalition led by the Byzantine Empire aimed to stop the Ottoman expansion in the Balkans, the Ottomans mobilized all their strength to overcome the obstacles to their expansion. And finally, on June 28, 1389, two great powers faced off on the plains of Kosovo. Sultan Murad I led the Ottoman Empire, while the leader of the Byzantine coalition was Manuel I. The battle showcased the strategic intelligence and military brilliance of both sides. Sultan Murad I, commanding the Ottoman army, made strategic moves that could change the course of the battle, while the Byzantine coalition had its own plans. As for the details of the Battle of Kosovo was filled with fierce clashes and tactical maneuvers. Sultan Murad I effectively directed the Ottoman army, repelling the coalition's attacks. However, at the most critical moment of the battle, A betrayal and an unfortunate event would determine the fate of the Ottoman Empire. Sultan Murad I was severely wounded by enemy archers in the midst of the battle and, tragically, fell as a martyr. Although Sultan Murad I's martyrdom was a great loss for the Ottoman Empire, the resilience and determination of the Ottoman army toward the end of the battle made up for this loss. After the battle, the Ottoman Empire achieved a significant victory and defeated much of the Byzantine coalition. This victory further solidified the Ottoman Empire's influence in the Balkans. However, overshadowing this victory was the sorrow of Sultan Murad I's martyrdom for the Ottoman family and people. Following Sultan Murad I's martyrdom, his son Bayezid I ascended to the throne. Bayezid I took the throne after his father's death and made great efforts to further strengthen and expand the Ottoman Empire. Bayezid I's ascension marked a turning point in Ottoman history, and under his leadership, the power and influence of the Ottoman Empire grew even further. Dear friends, the Battle of Kosovo and the dramatic events that followed revealed the significant changes and victories in Ottoman history. Sultan Murad I's bravery and leadership left a profound mark on this critical period in Ottoman history, and under his son Bayezid I's leadership, the future of the Ottoman Empire was shaped. This tale from the depths of history inspires us to understand the Ottoman Empire's impact in Europe and presents the story of a great military struggle. Dear friends, now I'll take you to one of the most exciting periods in Ottoman history, the reign of Yildirim Bayezid and his struggles with the Beyliks in Anatolia. This era was one of the most dynamic and challenging stages in the strengthening process of the Ottoman Empire. Yildirim Bayezid's bold leadership and strategic moves shaped the process of bringing Anatolian Beyliks under Ottoman control in a remarkable way. Let's explore this legendary period in detail. After the martyrdom of Sultan Murad I, his son Yildirim Bayezid ascended to the Ottoman throne. Despite his young age, Bayezid showed great leadership skills. As soon as he came to power in 1389, he faced a significant task to expand the Ottoman Empire's territories and strengthen Ottoman dominance in Anatolia. This would be not only a military struggle but also a diplomatic and strategic battle. Yildirim Bayezid's administration quickly took the first steps in fighting the Beyliks in Anatolia. The Beyliks ruling various regions of Anatolia were powerful rivals threatening the Ottoman Empire's expansion. These Beyliks, while refusing to acknowledge the growing power of the Ottomans, also formed various alliances to protect their own territories. Initially, Bayezid aimed to conquer the Karacahisar Beylik, one of the most powerful Beyliks in Anatolia. Due to its maritime routes and strategic position, the Karacahisar Beylik was an important target for the Ottomans. Bayezid managed to add the Karacahisar Beylik to Ottoman lands through a swift and effective military campaign. This conquest reinforced the Ottoman Empire's presence in Anatolia and secured maritime dominance in western Anatolia. Next, the Ottomans turned their attention to Karamanids in central Anatolia. The Karamanids put up a strong resistance against Ottoman advances. Yildirim Bayezid stood out in this struggle with his military strategies and diplomatic maneuvers. The Karamanid capital, Karaman, was targeted by the Ottomans. Bayezid succeeded in capturing this region with a large army, incorporating the Karamanid Beylik into Ottoman territories. This conquest further strengthened the Ottoman Empire's dominance in Anatolia. However, Bayezid's struggle didn't end there. Conflicts among the Beyliks in Anatolia and the Ottoman Empire's expansion goals faced many challenges and obstacles. Yildirim Bayezid used not only his military power but also his diplomatic skills to break alliances among the Beyliks and consolidate Ottoman dominance. Under Bayezid's rule, the struggle with the Beyliks in Anatolia increased the Ottoman Empire's power and influence while also strengthening the centralizing structure of the empire. Bayezid's military victories not only expanded Anatolia's territories but also enhanced the political and economic strength of the Ottoman Empire. Yildirim Bayezid's reign and the struggle with the Beyliks in Anatolia marked a significant turning point in the rise of the Ottoman Empire. During this period, the Ottoman Empire's power was shaped not only by military conquests, but also by strategic moves. Yildirim Bayezid's brave and determined leadership solidified the Ottoman Empire's dominance in Anatolia and initiated one of the golden ages of Ottoman history. Dear friends, now I'm going to take you to one of the most turbulent and dramatic periods in history, the Battle of Ankara in 1402. This battle was a significant event that had a huge impact both militarily and politically on the Ottoman Empire. During this period, Yildirim Bayezid faced Timur, and the Ottoman Empire went through a major test. Let's dive into this epic historical event with all its details and excitement. In 1402, Yildirim Bayezid was at the helm of the Ottoman Empire. These were some of the brightest years for the empire as it was expanding both in Anatolia and the Balkans. Bayezid successfully built a powerful empire in Anatolia and its surroundings while continuing this expansion. However, this success caught the attention of other great powers, leading them to question Ottoman dominance. One of these major powers was Timur, the legendary leader of Central Asia. Timur was known as a smart and strategic commander with a vast empire. He established a large empire stretching from Central Asia to India, Mesopotamia, and Anatolia. This expansive empire posed a serious threat to the Ottoman Empire. Timur's desire to continue expanding included targeting Ottoman lands. In 1402, the news of Timur attacking the Ottoman Empire threw Yildirim Bayezid into deep concern. Timur had entered Anatolia and started threatening Bayezid's territories. At this point, the Ottoman Empire's military strength and strategic intelligence faced a major test against Timur's army. The Battle of Ankara took place on July 28, 1402, near Ankara. This battle clearly demonstrated Timur's significant military power and the serious threat he posed to the Ottoman Empire. Timur attacked Ottoman lands with a massive army, and Bayezid did everything he could to protect the Ottoman presence against this threat. The details of the battle reflect the strategic and tactical dimensions of this major conflict between the Ottoman and Timur's armies. Timur, known for his superior military strategies, gained a significant advantage in this stage of the war. As the Ottoman army tried to resist Timur's large and disciplined force, the flow of the battle quickly changed. During the battle, Timur's strategic moves and the Ottoman army's resistance turned into a major confrontation. The Ottomans found themselves in a difficult position against Timur's superior strategies and military power. The battle ended with Timur's victory, marking a significant blow to the Ottoman Empire. Yildirim Bayezid was captured during the battle and fell into Timur's hands, creating a leadership and power vacuum in the Ottoman Empire. The effects of the Battle of Ankara on the Ottoman Empire were profound. Bayezid's capture and Timur's effective policies toward Ottoman lands led to internal turmoil and challenges for the empire. During this period, the Ottoman Empire had to deal with a series of internal and external issues. The battle marked a crucial turning point in Ottoman history and signaled the beginning of processes that would shape the empire's future success. Dear friends, the Battle of Ankara and the great conflict with Timur were among the most challenging periods in Ottoman history. This battle was not just a military clash, but also a major test of the Ottoman Empire's strength and strategic capabilities. Timur's impact on the Ottoman Empire, along with the results of this great battle, forms an important part of Ottoman history. This event reflects a significant conflict resonating through history and the tough times faced by the Ottoman Empire. Dear friends, we are stepping into a turning point in history. After Yildirim Bayezid was captured by Timur, we will explore this challenging period for the Ottoman Empire and its process of recovery. This era symbolizes the empire's resilience and rebirth. Let's dive into this historical adventure in detail and with enthusiasm. Timur had a profound impact on the Ottoman Empire after the Battle of Ankara in 1402. Timur's victory was not just a military triumph, but also led to major changes in the Ottoman Empire's political and social structure. With Bayezid's capture, the Ottoman Empire faced a leadership and governance crisis. Timur created a significant void in the Ottoman territories, deeply affecting the empire's internal dynamics. Initially, Timur's effects on the Ottomans seemed devastating. He seized large territories in Anatolia and captured many Ottoman cities and towns. This caused a major blow to the Ottoman Empire, both militarily and economically. However, these dark days for the Ottomans would become a turning point for the future of the empire. The process of the Ottoman Empire's recovery was a struggle to emerge from this difficult period. Internal unrest and political conflicts emerged in the territories affected by Timur. Bayezid's sons fought to inherit and reunite the empire. During this time, the future of the Ottoman Empire depended on the throne struggles and internal conflicts among Bayezid's sons. In this challenging period, the Ottoman Empire's recovery efforts were supported by internal reforms and strategic moves. Bayezid's sons showed great effort and determination to rebuild the empire. Among them, Celebi Mehmet stood out prominently. He demonstrated strong leadership in reuniting the Ottoman Empire and took significant steps to resolve the internal chaos. Under Celebi Mehmet's leadership, the recovery process of the Ottoman Empire progressed rapidly. Celebi Mehmet suppressed rebellions across the country and implemented administrative and military reforms. These reforms strengthened the internal structure of the empire and facilitated its reorganization. Additionally, with Celebi Mehmet's success, the Ottoman Empire filled the void left by Timur and emerged as a strong state once again. This recovery process allowed the Ottoman Empire to regain strength not only militarily but also economically and socially. The Ottoman territories were reorganized, the economy revitalized, and social stability was restored. This period laid the foundation for the long-term success of the Ottoman Empire and established a solid base for future expansions. Dear friends, Timur's impact on the Ottomans and the recovery process of the Ottoman Empire represent a significant struggle and rebirth story in history. This era tested the empire's resilience and strength. However, the determination and rejuvenation power shown by the Ottoman Empire during this difficult period provided an important foundation for its future successes. These historical events reflect a story of great resistance and rebirth for the Ottoman Empire. Dear friends, we're stepping into another major turning point in history. Following Timur's impact, we're going to closely examine the story of a leader who shaped the fate of the Ottoman Empire and brought it to the brink of a new era, Murad II. His ascension to the throne and the internal reforms he implemented were crucial steps that allowed the Ottoman Empire to regain its strength and resilience. Murad I became Sultan in 1421 at a young age. After his father Bayezid I was captured and killed by Timur at the Battle of Ankara, the Ottoman throne faced a significant vacuum. During this challenging period, Murad I emerged as a major leader who would shape the future of the empire. When he took the throne, the empire was dealing with numerous internal and external challenges. The devastation caused by Timur, the chaos across the country, and the internal conflicts prepared Murad I for a monumental struggle. Murad I's rise to the throne was a beacon of hope for the Ottoman Empire. The young sultan began to rebuild the empire with strong leadership and determination. However, this process required not only military efforts but also significant social and administrative reforms. Murad I undertook a series of extensive reforms to strengthen the internal structure of the empire and restore order across the country. Firstly, Murad II implemented profound changes in the military and administrative systems, restructuring the army, increasing discipline among soldiers, and revising military strategies were key components of these reforms. Rebuilding the Ottoman military strength was one of the Sultan's top priorities. By boosting the army's morale and combat effectiveness, he made the empire stronger. But Murad II's reforms were not limited to the military. They also brought about significant changes in the administrative and social structures. Prohibitions on alcohol and moral regulations were introduced to maintain social order. Additionally, he established a centralized system to strengthen the administration, limiting the powers of local officials. These reforms were a major step toward addressing the chaos across the country and re-establishing the internal order of the Ottoman Empire. Murad II's reforms were not just about military and administrative changes. They also aimed to strengthen the social structure, affecting a broad segment of the Ottoman Empire. Reforms in the education system, increasing the number of madrasas and schools, and raising social awareness were important steps. Additionally, economic reforms in agriculture and trade contributed to the country's economic stability and increased prosperity. Under Murad II's leadership, these reforms led to the revival and strengthening of the Ottoman Empire. The young Sultan's vision and determination resonated throughout the country. Murad II achieved great success not only as a military leader but also as a statesman. His reforms, aimed at ensuring internal order and securing the country's future, significantly enhanced the empire's resilience and laid the foundation for its long-term success. Dear friends, we are reaching another pivotal moment in history. Let's witness together the first siege of Istanbul by the Ottoman Empire in 1422. A period marked by dust and warfare, driven by great ambition and courage. This siege not only reflects the Ottoman military strategies, but also reveals the empire's deep desire to achieve a major goal. Here's a lively presentation of this historical saga from the depths of history. The year 1422 holds great significance in the history of the Ottoman Empire. Under the leadership of the young and dynamic Sultan Murad II, the empire was continuing to gain strength. However, there was a grand dream and target keeping the Ottomans' eyes high: Istanbul. This city, the heart of the Byzantine Empire and strategically crucial, was at the center of the Ottoman Empire's expansion plans. The siege of Istanbul occurred during a time when Murad I wanted to establish the Ottoman Empire as a stronger player on the international stage. This siege was not just a military campaign, but also a product of vision and strategic thinking. The Sultan believed that capturing Istanbul was a critical step for the future of the Ottoman Empire. The city had become a major target, and action was needed to achieve this goal. The siege began in the spring of 1422. After extensive preparation and planning, the Ottoman army surrounded Istanbul and started the siege. This massive military operation was carried out with both land and naval forces. The city's walls were the strongest defense line of the Byzantine Empire, making the siege a challenging battle. Byzantine Emperor John VIII was doing everything possible to stop the siege and defend the city. The Ottoman army implemented various strategic moves to breach Istanbul's walls. Siege towers were built, trenches were dug, and attacks were directed at the weak points of the walls. Despite these efforts, the Byzantine defenses held strong against the Ottoman assaults. Protecting the city's water sources and food supplies was crucial for the Byzantines. They employed a tight defensive strategy to safeguard these resources and patiently wait out the siege. One of the most critical moments of the siege was when the Ottoman army used siege engines and artillery to launch heavy bombardments on the walls. During this period, the Ottoman artillery managed to weaken the city's defenses by battering the walls. Despite these efforts, the walls of Istanbul remained sturdy, and the Byzantines continued their resistance. This tough process was a test of the Ottoman Empire's military skills and strategic abilities. In the end, the siege did not result in the Ottomans capturing Istanbul. The city remained under Byzantine control. However, this siege demonstrated the Ottoman Empire's desire and power to achieve grand objectives. The siege of Istanbul was seen as a testament to the Ottoman Empire's military capabilities and provided important lessons for future sieges. The first siege of Istanbul highlighted how grand the Ottoman Empire's international ambitions were and showed that the empire's desire for expansion knew no bounds. It also showcased the Ottoman strategic thinking and military strength. The siege of Istanbul became a significant turning point, shaping the Sultan's vision and the empire's future goals. Dear friends, let's take an in-depth look at two of the most fascinating chapters in the epic saga of history, the battles of Varna and Kosovo. These battles not only highlight the military power of the Ottoman Empire, but also showcase its strategic intelligence and resilience. I'll recount these monumental battles from history as if I were a wise witness who lived through them. The year 1444 was one of the most critical years in the history of the Ottoman Empire. At that time, a major coalition of Christian kings and papal powers was united against the Ottomans. This coalition aimed to halt the Ottoman Empire's expansion. The Battle of Varna was one of the largest military moves made by this coalition against the Ottoman Empire. The Battle of Varna took place under the command of the young and dynamic Ottoman Sultan Murad II. Sultan Murad II faced the enemy coalition at Varna, engaging in a significant challenge. His opponents included King Vladislav III of Poland, King Laszlo Hunyadi of Hungary, and other key Christian leaders. This coalition had united to limit Ottoman influence in the Balkans and drive the empire back. The battle at Varna was a major strategic conflict. The Ottoman army launched a brave assault against the defensive positions of the coalition forces. During this battle, the Ottoman cavalry and heavy artillery made strategic moves that put the enemy forces in a difficult position. The battle tested the Ottoman military skills and combat capabilities. Sultan Murad II's forces fought with great dedication and courage, but the coalition forces also showed strong resistance. In the end, the Ottoman Empire achieved a significant victory in the Battle of Varna. The coalition forces suffered heavy losses, and the Ottoman expansion in the Balkans could not be stopped. This victory once again demonstrated the Ottoman Empire's military strength and strategic intelligence. The Battle of Varna is considered a major turning point in history and is recorded as a victory that solidified Ottoman dominance in the Balkans. Now let's move on to another major struggle in history, the Battle of Kosovo. This battle was one of the most important and influential conflicts during the Ottoman Empire's early period. The Battle of Kosovo symbolized a great military success for the Ottomans, while also showcasing Sultan Murad I's leadership and strategic genius. The Battle of Kosovo took place on June 28, 1389. This battle represented one of the biggest obstacles the Ottoman Empire faced in achieving its expansion goals in the Balkans. Sultan Murad I conducted this battle to strengthen Ottoman dominance in the region. He faced a strong army led by Serbian King Lazar Habiljanović. The battle at Kosovo held great strategic importance. The Ottoman army launched a brave attack against the Serbian forces. The battle resulted in intense fighting and significant losses. Ottoman cavalry made a major strategic move by attacking the center of the Serbian army. The Ottomans' battle tactics and strategic intelligence were prominent in this fight. As the battle neared its end, Sultan Murad I was assassinated, which affected the course of the battle and created a leadership vacuum in the Ottoman Empire. Despite Sultan Murad's death, the Ottoman army showed great resistance and managed to defeat the Serbian forces. The Battle of Kosovo is remembered as a victory that solidified Ottoman dominance in the Balkans and demonstrated the empire's military capabilities. After the Battle of Kosovo, the Ottoman Empire continued its expansion in the Balkans and increased its influence in the region. This battle shifted the balance of power and strengthened the Ottoman Empire's strategic position in the Balkans. The Battle of Kosovo is considered a crucial turning point in Ottoman history, and Sultan Murad I's leadership is remembered as a cornerstone of the empire's success. Dear listeners, let's take a deep dive into the remarkable turning point of Mehmed II's ascension to the throne and his preparations for the siege of Constantinople. The events of this period didn't just change the fate of the Ottoman Empire, but also fundamentally shifted the course of world history. In 1451, a significant change occurred in the Ottoman throne. After the death of Sultan Murad II, his young and energetic son Mehmed ascended to the throne. Mehmed I, at just 19 years old, was ready to make his mark on history. He took on his role with a sense of responsibility and determination, as if answering a call from the depths of history. This young sultan wasn't just planning for the future of the Ottoman Empire, he was also setting the stage for the end of the Byzantine Empire. Mehmed II's ascension wasn't just a change of power, but also the birth of a vision. The young sultan aimed to end internal conflicts and disputes among the Beyliks to unify the country. He planned comprehensive reforms to stabilize the Ottoman Empire and strengthen its internal structure. Mehmed's vision wasn't limited to internal matters, he also had deep thoughts about foreign policy and military strategies. With Mehmed II's rise to power, the goal of capturing Constantinople came into sharp focus. Constantinople was not only the capital of the Byzantine Empire, but also a strategically important port city. For the Ottoman Empire, Constantinople was more than just a city, it was a symbol of power and sovereignty. Mehmed I wanted to capture this strategic city and move the Ottoman Empire into a new era. Mehmed began a thorough preparation process for the siege of Constantinople. This wasn't just about military strategy, it also involved engineering and logistics. The young sultan initiated the development of revolutionary siege techniques and weapons. In particular, creating large and powerful cannons was crucial to breach the city's walls. The preparations for the siege of Constantinople were intense. Mehmed gathered a massive army, which included cavalry, infantry, and artillery from various divisions. Detailed work was done to secure the necessary materials for the siege, identify weak points in the city's walls with engineering teams, and plan strategic moves. The timing of the siege was also strategically significant. Mehmed carefully considered weather conditions, the enemy's weaknesses, and his own army's readiness to start the siege at the most opportune moment. The siege of Constantinople was planned not just as a military operation, but as a historical turning point. Mehmed's preparation process was carried out with great care and precision. The new technologies used during the siege, including cannons and other engineering solutions to ease the breach of the walls, were meticulously planned. The Ottoman Empire's preparations for the siege involved extensive military and strategic planning. In conclusion, Mehmed II's rise to power marked a significant turning point in Ottoman history. The preparations for capturing Constantinople were not just a military operation, but the realization of a historical vision. These preparations laid the foundation for a siege that would expand the power and influence of the Ottoman Empire and alter the course of world history. Dear friends, Mehmed II's incredible preparations and goals showcase how one of the brightest stars in Ottoman history emerged and how meticulous planning led to a major victory. The path to the siege of Constantinople marked the beginning of a success story that would echo throughout history. And Mehmed II's vision changed not just a city, but the fate of an era. Imagine it's 1453, and all eyes around the world are waiting for a historic moment. The young and determined Sultan Mehmed II had completed his preparations to change the fate of his empire and etch his name in history with golden letters. Now he was ready to set his grand plan into motion for the conquest of Constantinople. Constantinople was the heart of the Byzantine Empire with its powerful walls, strategic location, and wealth. It was one of the most important cities in history. Mehmed II had developed a comprehensive strategy to capture this formidable city. His mind was filled with military tactics and engineering innovations. First, Mehmed I conducted a detailed analysis to identify the weak points in the city's walls, which were surrounded by formidable fortifications requiring exceptional engineering skills to breach. He also planned strategic moves to prevent the city from being defended by both land and sea. Mehmed developed large and powerful cannons to breach the walls. These cannons were among the greatest engineering achievements of the time and were specifically designed to demolish the city's fortifications. During the siege, the effectiveness of these cannons and other engineering tools became crucial to the success of the conquest. The siege of Constantinople began on April 2, 1453. Mehmed surrounded the city from all sides, placing it under a tight blockade. The Ottoman army, arriving by land and sea, began pressuring the Byzantine defenses from the first day of the siege. The pressures from both land and sea were meticulously planned to wear down the Byzantine defense. The naval siege meant controlling the Bosphorus Strait. Mehmed strengthened his fleet to prevent the Byzantines from receiving aid by sea. On land, the Ottoman forces mobilized to breach the city's walls. One of the most critical moments of the siege was when the large cannons fired their first shots at the walls. These cannons shook and weakened the walls, putting significant pressure on the Byzantine defenses. Mehmed's strategy involved not only military tactics but also psychological warfare. The Byzantines faced not only the threat of the Ottomans' large and powerful army, but also the fear of a prolonged siege. The determined advance of the Ottoman soldiers exposed the weak points in the city's walls. On May 22, 1453, the Ottoman forces launched a major assault. This attack was the final effort to breach the city's walls and enter Constantinople. After a fierce battle and heavy losses, the Ottoman soldiers succeeded in entering the city. The conquest of Constantinople marked the end of the Byzantine Empire. Byzantine Emperor Constantine XI, who had taken on the task of defending the city, was unable to hold out against the superior Ottoman forces, and the city fell. Constantine XI died in battle, and the centuries-long dominance of the Byzantine Empire came to an end. The conquest of Constantinople was a major turning point in Ottoman history. Following this colossal victory, Mehmed declared Istanbul as the new capital. The city became the center of the Ottoman Empire due to its strategic location and economic wealth. Istanbul turned into a symbol of Ottoman power and sovereignty and continued to be a major cultural and political center throughout history. In conclusion, the conquest of Constantinople symbolizes not just the fall of a city, but the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. Mehmed I's smart strategies, military maneuvers, and engineering innovations laid the foundation for this great conquest. Choosing Istanbul as the capital strengthened the empire and established it as a powerful player in world history. The conquest of Constantinople marked the beginning of a legendary tale etched in golden letters in history books. And Mehmed I's vision shaped not only his time but all future Ottoman periods. Dear friends, the conquest of Constantinople is one of the greatest heroism stories told throughout history. Mehmed I's tremendous success symbolizes not just a military victory but the rebirth of a nation and a shift in the course of history. This legendary conquest continues to inspire us as a success story that echoes through the depths of history. After the conquest of Constantinople, Sultan Mehmed II aimed to strengthen the Ottoman Empire not only through military victories but also through the reforms that followed. Mehmed II embarked on a comprehensive reform process to ensure that the Ottoman Empire would be not only a military power but also a strong and lasting empire in terms of administration and structure. These reforms guaranteed the future success of the Ottoman Empire and brought about profound changes in the state's structure. Among Mehmed II's reforms, the divan system was one of the most important structures of the time, playing a significant role in state governance. The divan functioned as the central administrative body of the Ottoman Empire, where all major state decisions were made. The head of the divan, the Grand Vizier, was the Sultan's closest advisor and played a critical role in the administration of state affairs. One of the most notable features of the divan system was its composition of competent and experienced individuals. This system allowed the Sultan to manage various state affairs more effectively. Key officials such as the Grand Vizier, Kazaskar Chief Judge, Defterdar Treasurer, and Nisansi Chief Clerk were experts in their respective fields. The divan, through these individuals, was responsible for administering justice, enforcing laws, and maintaining administrative order. Another important reform by Mehmed I was the Timar system. The Timar system formed the backbone of the Ottoman Empire's military and administrative structure. This system was based on allocating land to individuals who performed military and administrative duties in exchange for a salary. Timar holders had a specific income from tax revenues and were also required to provide military service. The organization brought by the Timar system enhanced the Ottoman Empire's military strength and administrative effectiveness. Timar holders were not only responsible for collecting taxes but also for ensuring the security of their regions. This system allowed the Ottoman Empire to manage its vast territories efficiently and maintain military strength. Mehmed I also made significant changes in local administration following the conquest of Constantinople. The reforms in the city included modifications to local governance. The Ottoman Empire introduced various regulations to ensure justice in local administration and address the needs of the populace. In the local administration system, the governance of cities and villages was delegated to local administrators. These officials were responsible for solving local issues and acting as representatives of the state. Local governance reforms also included various social and economic regulations aimed at maintaining order in cities and improving the welfare of the population. The local governance reforms of Mehmed I contributed to the development of cities and the improvement of living standards. These reforms supported the central administration of the Ottoman Empire, while creating an effective management structure at the local level. In conclusion, the reforms implemented by Mehmed I laid the foundation for the future success of the Ottoman Empire. The divan system, the Timar system, and local governance reforms strengthened the administrative and military structure of the state, enabling the Ottoman Empire to rule effectively over vast territories. These reforms were a reflection of Mehmed I's vision and marked a significant turning point in Ottoman history. Dear listeners, understanding the details of these major reforms helps us delve into the depths of this unique historical period and appreciate the impact of Mehmed I's leadership. These reforms shaped not only the structure of a state but also the future of a civilization. Mehmed I's smart and forward-thinking reforms laid the groundwork for the Ottoman Empire's centuries-long success. Dear listeners, we've reached the end of our fascinating journey through history. From the early years of the Ottoman Empire to the grand reforms of Sultan Mehmed II, this adventure has shown us not just the rise of an empire, but also one of the most significant turning points in human history. As we conclude this extensive and impactful journey, I'd like to offer a deeper perspective. Every detail, from the founding of the Ottoman Empire to its major conquests, reforms, and battles, tells the story of not just an empire but also a civilization's rise. By delving into the depths of this empire, we've unveiled how it created a revolution on the historical stage, developed a powerful state structure, and navigated through challenges and triumphs. The conquest of Constantinople by Mehmed I was not merely a military victory but a historical turning point. This victory defined the direction and fate of the Ottoman Empire. Yet behind this triumph was not only Mehmed I's military genius but also his vision for administration and reform. The divan system, the Timar system, and local governance reforms strengthened the Ottoman Empire as not only a military power but also a state with an effective administrative structure. The rise of the Ottoman Empire was shaped not only by wars and conquests, but also by social, economic, and administrative reforms. These reforms enhanced the empire's permanence and its ability to govern effectively within its vast borders. Studying this crucial period in history helps us understand how not just a state but a civilization was shaped and evolved. History not only opens the doors to the past but also provides valuable lessons for the future. The historical period of the Ottoman Empire helps us understand how an empire and human history were shaped. Learning this information is crucial for understanding our historical heritage and making more informed steps into the future. Thank you all for joining me on this extensive and rich journey. Together we explored the great successes and reforms of the Ottoman Empire. I hope this video has sparked your interest in history and provided you with a deeper understanding of the richness of the past. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. With your support, we're here to explore more historical topics and provide valuable information. See you in the next video, and I wish you days filled with history and wisdom. Goodbye.